Hey guys, so today I'm going to share some tips on how to play late game in arenas or stacked public matches. Let's get right into it. So the first tip is to stay active and look for opponents to tag. Whenever you're boxed up in the later zones, you always want to edit windows to look out for enemies to deal damage to. Doing this will also make it less likely for opponents to W key you, as you seem like you're a more confident player and you're actively looking for tags. While you're doing this, just make sure you're not putting yourself in a position to get sniped. Move around after a few shots and re-edit your builds to portray a sense of unpredictability. Tip number 2. Use your Launchpad early. A lot of people make the mistake of holding onto their Launchpad until zones 6 and 7. By then, the Launchpad will only take you about 50 to 70 meters because the circle is too small. To get the most usage out of your Launchpad, ideally, you want to use your Launchpad in zones 4 or 5. For example, if you get really unlucky in the half and half circle, running across the whole circle is super dangerous and will most likely make you the target of 3 or 4 people's AR spray. If you don't have a Launchpad, you can wait for your opponents to use theirs so you can run over and use it yourself. Although, this could be risky as you never know if they have a Launchpad or not. Tip number 3. Always stay in front of zone and constantly look back to get tags/kills. The reason you want to get into circle early is to catch the people who rotate late. Most of the time, you can get the jump on your opponent and surprise attack them. This is very useful as you can take over 100 health off your opponent before they even realize you're there. When you do this, you have to be ready to W key your opponent so they can't heal. Make sure you're always pressuring them so they can't even reload their guns. One of the best ways to pressure your opponent is to establish as much piece control as you can. As you can see in this clip, I yoink my opponent's wall and edit it to place a triangle in their box, effectively countering any cover they were going to build to block my shots. Tip number 4. Go for impact frags. When you're at about 150 total materials, you want to use the rest of your materials to W key an opponent. Don't just go for a straight 50-50 unless you have to. Make sure your opponent is weak before you decide to fully commit and jump in. Also, it would be good if you could hit your shots consistently and under pressure. I see a lot of players have really good building and editing mechanics, but when they make an edit play, they can't follow it up with a hard hitting shot. Even practicing your aim for about 10 to 15 minutes a day will help you out greatly. Tip number 5. Knock down height and take it for yourself. If you have floppers, you can stay in storm for a bit to take height unnoticed. It's good to have the impulse grenade launcher or an RPG to help you out. If you're all the way at low ground and you just got an impact frag for tons of materials, you can work your way up to mid ground, shoot down height, and crank up. Getting height in stacked lobbies is undoubtedly the most advantageous position to be in. You can shoot down on players without having to worry about building above your head. Height is the place you want to be if you want to win games in stacked lobbies. Anyway, I hope these tips helped you out in playing well in late game. If you have any video suggestions, you can leave them out in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.